Y'all, y'all, ye all. I'm so tired right now. So, we're home. I'm home. This is my home. That's what my poem is about. My poem is about home. So, this is kind of where I sit actually when I'm like, whoa, I like my room. Like, hey, this is my room. And it may be tiny, and it may not have some California king, and it may, I may have not been able to spring for all the fanciest of things, but it's mine. And I decorate it with my flair, and I give it great care, and it's where I flip my hair. It's where I have felt great joy and great despair. It's my spot. Got a lot of thoughts right now. A lot of thought. So, long ride. My nether regions were falling asleep and tingling, and they still are. I'm like, you okay? Is everything okay? Come back, nether regions. You know, when you're just in the car for so long, like my sciatica was like, girl, I can't take it anymore. And I was doing the like, okay. And you're just driving, and people are so crazy. People have no etiquette. They just, I was feeling that rage, that like, oh my god, why? When people like ride your ass, and then you get over it for them, and then they get in front of you, and then they go super slow. You know how it go. You know how it do. When you just want to scream and pull over and freak out at them. And people do all sorts of really strange shenanigans on the freeways and highways and byways. And so, blah de blah. So many words, so many feelings. So much happened. So many things happened. It's like when you go away for a while and then you come back, it's the strangest, trippiest, sort of disorienting, like, oh, this is where I live? This is who I am? Where have I been? I was really there that long? What's going on? Oh, right, I'm a poet. I do this thing on YouTube. Hello. A lot of my money's gone. That happens too. It's just so crazy. Like, work and try to get this little piece of the pie, and then it's like crumbs. But it's okay, because part of my poem is about appreciating even those crumbs, because some people don't even have crumbs, and I saw a lot of that. But anyway, people were just pissing me off and making me really mad and sad, really, for the state of human nature. And I kept thinking, like, one of y'all is going to cause a wreck. In California! I'm looking at you, California people! Come on! What? Insanity. People going like 110 when the speed limit is 70, and just crazy, irrational, unspeakably rude driving behavior. I can't. Everyone's got their own style. Utah's pretty bad too. Looking at you, Utah. Thought y'all were supposed to be into the like brotherly love thing or whatever it is y'all are about. I don't know. It was scary. There was a lot of butt riding in Utah. Did not like that. And drag racing. We were kept up all night last night by drag racing. I was like, this is Mormon country, right? So much drag racing. I mean, dozens of drag racing sounds in like less than 30 minutes. I was just like, really? Okay. Crazy. But I can't even list them all. I can't even list all the bad behavior I saw today, and I get so panicky. I've been in a few bad car accidents, one that has left me permanently injured. My shoulders will never work the same way again. Thanks so much, guy plowing into the back of me going 45, not paying attention whatsoever, playing with your dogs. That was so fun for me. Ended up being connected to my mother through the woman in his car in the strangest way. Anyway, that was fucked up. I hated that. Still hate that. So I get a lot of paranoia and anxiety and like, and I try to maneuver my mom Volvo the best way I can. But sorry, so many long stories I'm trying to condense. But we we're coming upon, so everything kept turning into this one lane highway in Wyoming, like 20 times. It's like, oh, more road work, hooray. So we're in road work for the bazillionth time, one lane, and everyone's being rude and crazy, and this cop goes flying by us in the closed lane, which is just all gravel, so it's just dust and dirt, and he's going like 100, like, ah! And we're like, whoa, that's very alarming. And obviously something was going on up ahead. And, you know, when it's very obvious and clear what's going on, and hey, we're all in this same boat, much like the pandemic, but then there's going to be all those people. You see it's going down to one lane. You see that it's very lame of you to try to pass, but people are trying to pass anyway. Just crazy, crazy people. Just, I gotta get mine, I gotta get ahead of you. And they see exactly what's happening. They see precisely what's happening. Oh, we're all going down into this one lane because something terrible has happened up ahead. But screw all you. I'm just gonna go over here. And fucking bye-bye. It's just like, made me want to cry. So, my boo looks on, he has some special little ding-dang-dongy-dong thingy-majigim on his phone. And he looks it up, and it's telling us to exit this really weird exit that looks like, you know, we're gonna just get stranded on somebody's farm out in the middle of nowhere. Like, it doesn't look, and I'm like, really? It wants us to go here? And he's like, yeah, it says there's this crazy accident. So it's like, we're in the main blob of the thing, and it's telling us to go over here that just looks like Nowheresville. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna trust it. So it's like last second, okay, I trust it. And, oh my goodness, the absolute mess disaster that we avoided on I-80. I would have to like watch some news report to find out how long the delay actually was, but no exaggeration, maybe those people waited 3 or 4 hours. Like, it was thousands of cars stretching on as far as you could behold. And so we took this crazy path that, like, sent us through people's farms and dirt roads, and we're like, okay, this is the way. And it took us through Cheyenne, and it was like, whoo, we dodged it. It was bad. And, of course, it was a terrible accident that caused this horrible backup. So, I guess my point is just, like, pay the fuck attention and be fucking kind. Damn. Just, like, I don't know, I just saw so many things that blew my mind. The absolute disregard for human life, and, like, just to get 2 car lengths ahead, I'm gonna fucking... It's like, oh, okay. Mostly men, gotta say. Mostly men. Sorry. Love ya, dudes. Like, dudes, I've always had a lot of dude friends, like dude energy, kind of feel like a dude myself sometimes, like, dudeliness, cool, I can dig it, but, like, hey, fucking get a grip. Like, do you need me to help you get one? Like, it's not that hard to just get a grip and see that there's, like, humans all around you, and, like, maybe they want to live too. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. So yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel bad for dudes, because if you are a dude and you're a good one and you're being a good one, you gotta kind of like work extra hard to make that goodness shine, because dudes are kind of dropping the ball in that regard. It's hard. It's hard out there for everybody. Not that women don't have their own. Don't get me started. All people need to do a little better. So, even myself, I mean, everybody. I don't know how to fix all the problems, but there's a lot of them. So this poem was just written about a lot of perspective, and I obviously have a lot to say, and a lot on my mind, and a lot I'm thinking about 20 million things I need to put away, and I need to get a job, and I need to be a better adult, and I need to figure out what the fuck I'm doing, and I don't know. But I'm really relieved to be home, in my home. I feel so good about it. And so that's what I wrote my poem about, because, you know, don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone, and all that. You know the song. And a lot of my paradise is being paved for parking lots here. I fear that the growth is unstoppable, and I get really flustered, and I get really just like stagnant and stuck, and like, what the fuck. But I love where I'm from, and I gotta say that I saw so much suffering on our trip, like enormous suffering. The closer you get to California, a lot in Reno, even in Wyoming. I mean, terrible, terrible strife. These lifestyles that are just like, where do you find your joy? People living in shanty shacks and ramshackle bric-a-brac, just people stacked on top of each other with nothing to look at but a freeway. I don't know, just so much heart clutching, terrible sorrow out there. And I'm somebody who cannot close the blinds to that, shut my mind to that, be fine with that. It's like, shit sticks with me pretty profoundly. Sticks to my ribs. Yeah. Just gets me feeling glum. Very glum. That there's just people with nowhere to go, nowhere to run, no water, no one can afford houses or even a tiny little apartment. Anyway, I could go on all night about it. Sorry, I'm seeing things that have like fallen over in my room and I OCD have to fix them. But I'll just say what I have to say in my poem. I'm just really glad to be like leaning my head on my bed, and I know that I take what I have for granted. Everyone does. And I think that there's something bigger and better always. And I'm the kind of person where I want to live forever. 100,000 lifetimes would not be enough for me to experience what I want to experience. Can you use inside voices? Inside voices. Listen to that squeak, y'all. I gotta make a horror movie where I gotta make a horror movie. So dramatic. Sorry, I just, they're not used to me doing my poems every day here now, so I gotta quiet on the set. Very important stuff we're doing here. I will never take myself seriously ever again. That's my new goal. Never ever again. I mean, I want you to be able to hear my poems. That's why I'm like, hey guys, love you, but please be quiet. But I'm never fucking taking myself seriously ever again. It's such a ridiculous thing to do, and everybody's out there doing it in their cars, with their jobs. I'm so fucking serious about myself. It's like, stop. Stop it. It's such a bad look. Anywho. So yeah, I saw a lot. I witnessed a lot, and I'm just gonna let the poem speak for itself. I don't have wealth, and maybe I've said this in my poem, but my mom once told me, because I was like bemoaning my lack of achievements and what am I gonna do, and she like got real teary-eyed, and she was like, Teal, you are the richest person I know. And it's so cool. What a cool compliment. Because she's not talking about money. And I loved that. That was a really special thing she said to me. So that's kind of what this is about. So I'm home now. Here's this thing. Today's poem is called Appreciating What's Inside Our Front Door More Than Before. We all know that urge to roam. We throw a stone from where we sit and wonder if we'd hit something a bit more interesting if we just split town. We get used to waking up to the same sounds. We get used to waking up to the same sounds and looking around at the same sights. Day and night, we get into our patterns. We crane our necks thinking, well, what the heck is... Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've written. Let me just start over. Rewind. Let me just start over. I feel like it's been a while since I've talked I've been doing poetry every day, but I've been driving all day. That's all I gotta say. Thinking, wow. Okay, I'm ready. We all know that urge to roam. We throw a stone from where we sit and wonder if we'd hit something a bit more interesting if we just split town. We get used to waking up to the same sounds and looking around at the same sights day and night. We get into our patterns. We crane our necks thinking, well, what the heck? Is there a better way around the next turn? We long. We yearn for something discernibly better. When it's sweater weather, we want the beach. When we reach the sands, it burns our feet and the heat feels suffocating until we find ourselves waiting for snow. We want a new view no matter where we go. We row to the cove that everyone's been talking about and find it's packed full with people partying, and we either get shut out or have to shout to hear our friends if we get let in. We can barely swim because the place is bumpin', trash littered, bass thumpin'. Now the place everyone was hunting to see for themselves is suddenly more like hell than paradise. Many spots seem so nice in pictures, but if they get too hot and poppin', there's no stopping the crowds. The wow factor turns to a detractor. We never factor in the idea that a tiny pool's no fun if every single person tries to jump in all at once. Gorgeous cliffs become locations for stunts and high-risk clickbait videos. Wild roses get plucked by Instagram cuties who think the beauty is there for their next post. The most desirable places can have their wonder erased if they aren't treated with respect. Then there's the part of taking a journey that allows you to reflect on where you were, so eager to wander away from. I see people living in places so isolated and rough that if I had to trade spaces with them, I'd run and never look back. The impact of seeing such hard living has me giving a lot closer examination to the fact that in many, many people's eyes, my home would be a vacation. We all feel stuck in our particular station in life at times. But as the hours rolled by on the road, my mind flowed with images in anticipation of home. That scent of being in a bed that is my own. We're all shown pictures of luxury to tempt us towards the way it should be. But I think it's crucial to look away from all that to understand no matter how fat on the hog you wish you were living, there's probably some unsaid thanks you should be giving for what you have right within your reach. That's not me trying to preach. I'm trying to teach myself to remember and follow this advice. I daydream daily, gosh, wouldn't it be nice to get out of here, steer a boat into the unknown? And it would be wonderful, it's true. I still hope I get to have that view and see other countries too, but Colorado with your green canyons welcoming me, it's so good to see you. I threw myself onto the couch when I walked in the door. We're only human. We get antsy, we get bored. But time away has certainly restored my appreciation of the light that plays on my ceiling from the old 1970s fan, the tan walls I painted myself for weeks, the creaks on the porch when I let our dog out to run in the yard, a house that holds my stories, some hard, but far from forgettable or bland. I stand beneath our apple tree, weighted down with fruit ripening. It brings me such a surge of delight to watch the day turn to night in pink, peach, and tangerine stripes upon our slice. I'm going to run out of storage. I have to turn my phone off. Thank you. I hope you heard what I was trying to say in my poetry. Fort Collins, baby, baby.